I'm Rob Knight. I direct the Center for Microbiome Innovation at UC San Diego, where I'm a professor of Pediatrics, Computer Science and Engineering, and Bioengineering. Collaboration is essential for making progress in science. And the work that we do in the microbiome touches a whole lot of different areas, and you never know where the next discovery is going to come from. Maybe a study of children, maybe a study of centenarians, maybe a study of sponges or cyanobacteria out in the ocean. So by having exposure to a wide range of different ways of thinking in different scientific disciplines, and being able to bring together especially ecological and computational aspects, that's really what's been able to allow us to make a lot of progress, but also to help enable a large community to make progress on their own using tools and protocols we develop here. One is the increasing recognition that the microbiome is involved in a lot of areas of human disease, and so there's been a lot of progress both in diagnostics and in therapeutics using the microbiome to understand different disorders, including things that you'd expect, like the gut microbiome is linked to diseases of the gut itself, like IBD, IBS. But then things that are a lot more surprising, like especially the gut-brain axis, wasn't really on anyone's radar back in 2005. But the increased understanding of the links between the gut microbiome and diseases like autism, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, even Alzheimer's disease has been more and more important recently. The other aspect of my work that's had a real world impact is our work on COVID-19. So for the last 3 years, I've been largely engaged supporting the UCSD Return to Learn program. So doing things like setting up a system of wastewater samplers around campus, assisting in setting up the new clinical lab, the Excite lab, that's run over 1 million COVID tests to date, and then figuring out how we can sequence all of those samples and understand how the virus is spreading, how it's mutating both on campus and in our broader community. And that certainly had a very large real-world impact in terms of keeping COVID rates on our campus far below the surrounding community. And it was really rewarding to be in a position to pivot the microbiome technology that we had been developing to have such a direct real-world impact on a critical problem facing our community. A lot of the recognition is going to come from being in the right place at the right time and possibly being willing to pivot what you're doing to respond to new circumstances. So, for example, the microbiome work that we're mostly known for is in the human microbiome. But that wasn't why we developed the tools. We were much more interested in basic questions about RNA evolution and basic questions about the distribution of microbes in different physical environments. And so, having the opportunity to work with Jeff Gordon and other amazing researchers who were mostly focused on the human space, which wasn't at all where we thought those tools were going, turned out to be enormously important. And then similarly, having the technology in the lab that could be rapidly redirected to making a difference during COVID, we could easily have just sat around and waited for other people to solve the problem, but instead being able to not only leap into action with the existing technology, but to be able to develop and deploy new technology using the same sorts of protocol development that we'd used in the past for other problems was really exciting during that period. I don't necessarily presume to give advice to young researchers because there are so many different and equally valid ways of preparing yourself for a top-notch scientific career. And I think a large element of luck, not just hard work, is involved in any form of scientific success. What I'd say is keep yourself open to collaboration, keep yourself open to learning new things, because you never know when some technique from a class that you took 20 years ago, or that you heard about in a seminar about a topic you don't usually work on, is going to be important. And finding ways to work with other people in a team where they're really good at the things that you're less good at is really critical for making progress overall.